Hello everybody, welcome back to the next episode of All the Mods 8. Today is the day that we finish the All the Mods Star. We have quite a bit to pack into one episode, but I think that's going to be doable. As you saw in the clips before the episode, we went ahead and got the rest of the things we needed to craft the Philosopher's Fuel and also the Dimensional Seed. So yeah, these two are finished and we are on to our final two pieces, which are the Pulsating Black Hole and the Nexium Emitter. The Pulsating Black Hole requires a couple things that we have to get right back into. For example, I forgot to get the ME Quantum Ring while we had our AE2 stuff set up in the base. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to set up AE2 a little bit again, just to go ahead and get a couple more things, like one of these cables and a couple more of the processors. The other thing is the micro missiles from Pneumaticraft. As for the Nexium Emitter, all we need from here then is the Tesla coil. We have everything else ready to go as well. And the Tesla coil is going to require a couple things from immersive engineering. It looks like we do need to get these advanced electronic components, which are just some Duroplastic, which requires a bottle. So we have to get a couple of these machines, and these machines are a little bit clunky. They're big multi-block structures that require quite a bit of steel and such. So we might end up setting up a couple of these in the mining dimension just to kind of keep them out of the way, or we can go ahead and set up a compact machine for these as well. But first things first, I think what I want to do is get into Pneumaticraft. As we can see here, and actually in order to craft the black hole, we have to craft it inside of the pressure chamber, which is a multi-block structure. As you can see here, if we hold shift, it says this block is used to create a pressure chamber. Create a hollow 3x3x3 or larger up to 5x5x5 structure with at least one pressure chamber valve in a face. Okay, so to get into the micro missiles, we're going to need some plastic sheets and the finished PCB. The plastic sheets can be obtained by, if we come in here, in-world solidifying. If we get some molten plastic, we can put it down in the world, and I guess it will eventually cool to become plastic sheets. And we need 5 of them, or 4 of them for this rocket here. Oh, we do need them for some of these capacitors and such. Or we can go ahead and try and find a villager, trade us these materials. So we can go ahead and go to one of those villages. Hopefully it has some villagers left. And maybe we can go and see if we can buy the materials that we need. The finished PCB can actually be purchased also from the villager, the Pneumaticraft mechanic, which is very interesting because that means that all we have to do really is get a plastic sheet set up and then we should be all set. So I have found some villagers in the village right here. They're just kind of stuck in this hole. I'm not sure if they can actually find their way out of here. If I put this charging station down, if I grab you and put you here, there you go, perfect. And what is he selling me here? Compressed iron blocks, which is very cool. We have plenty of emeralds, so I want to buy all the stuff he has. Give me all of that. Yep. Let's refresh his trades, see what we can get now. Some transistors. I mean, I might as well just buy all of this stuff up because it's just basically free resources that he will sell us. He didn't give us the trades that we want, which is okay. We have plenty of emeralds and we can have a couple more villagers here. Let's grab him and let's try again. I think the compressed iron is just a great thing to have because I think that we use a lot of this in Pneumaticraft. So I'm just going to get more of that. I want him to level his trades up. Some logistics cores, very cool. I have both the villagers here and I have both of the chargers. Let's bring them back to the base and we'll do the trading at home. All right, and here we are back at home. Let's go ahead and put these guys down and they should hopefully grab their stations. Okay, let's grab a couple more drones here just to level him up. And hopefully he sells us, there we go, the finished PCB. Perfect, I'm gonna grab a couple of these. But now we have a good base of stuff to get started with Pneumaticraft. Just before we get into Pneumaticraft though, I'm going to go ahead and get the last couple logic processors done here, just because we only needed 2 more of these and 1 of the engineering circuits to craft the quantum ring. We can go ahead and craft the Fluix Smart Dense cable, just like this. And I think this is the one that we needed. If I come in here, yeah, we can go ahead and craft the quantum ring. To set up the stuff for Pneumaticraft, I'm going to set up a compact machine, kind of right beside our elemental craft, just like so. I am going to put a sign up just so I remember what is what, or an item frame maybe. Let's grab a couple of the glass item frames because they look kind of cool. What's a good symbol for Pneumaticraft? The capacitor maybe? Sure, put that up there. And then for elemental craft. We'll just use a contained crystal as the symbol for elemental craft. Perfect. All right, let's get these autocraft set up here. Let's get the pressure chamber walls set up, as well as the glass, the valves, and the interface. The walls are pretty straightforward. They require reinforced bricks, which is reinforced stone, and that is made simply by using compressed iron ingot with stone. And then once we have those, we can go ahead and craft the pressure chamber walls. The pressure chamber glass is just the bricks plus a piece of glass, and the valves require some of the walls, just like so, and one tube. And we also have to have the pressure tube as a craft as well. Finally, we have to have the interface, which I believe is what we use to import and export items in and out of the pressure chamber. So I'm thinking what we're going to end up doing is potentially just making something that's a little, maybe just as something in the corner like so. I'm going to give it a little bit of space in case we have to come around the back. Let's just go right here, and maybe we'll make it a 4. Let's make it a 4 total. So that means we're going to have 2 blocks inside of this pressure chamber. And it has to be a cube, so we have to come up by 4 as well, just like so. And then I believe we can just connect up the corners, and let's put in the interface and valve. There we go. This is directional, so it has to make sure that this is facing out like this. And then we're going to put some glass here just to seal that in. And we also want glass here, and I think we can put glass in the ceiling. Now I'm going to put a interface, one like that, and also one like that. And I believe we can just come in here and determine whether this is a input or an output. It looks like this is all working now. We have ourselves an input and output. So now we know where our items are coming in and out from. I'm going to go ahead and put a barrel down here, and also that like so. And I think we can just do that, and we should basically be all set. Now, our 4x4 pressure chamber has been formed. There are no warnings. Also have no air in this thing yet, so we're going to have to get ourselves set up with a compressor and then feed that air into the valve right here. So I think the one I want to go with here in terms of compressor is the thermal compressor. This one just requires a couple of basic materials and then also one air compressor, but this will basically allow us to produce double the amount of air out of this one compressor. And how it works is it converts temperature differentials on opposite sides of the block. So for example, if we put a ice block on one side and some lava on another side, or maybe like a magma block, that might actually help produce more air pressure. So I want to go ahead and just get one of these and play around with it a bit. All we have to do is get a couple of these heavy weighted pressure plates, and then we should be able to go ahead and get ourselves a thermal compressor. Here we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and play around with this a bit. Now, if I put this down, we have the north, south, east, and west temperatures, which are 28 degrees Celsius right now. We want to maximize these differentials. So for example, if I put a blue ice on this side here, we can see that the north side has dropped significantly and is still dropping here. It looks like it's going down. Hopefully it gets quite low. But then we also want to make sure that this side is really warm. So let's see if lava is actually going to be something that we can use. It might have to be a solid block, so I'm not 100% sure. And let's see what happens. So that is skyrocketing right now. Our air pressure is increasing. Our pressure is increasing as well, which is good. So I noticed that this was actually causing the north side to become warmer as well. So we're going to have to maybe take a quick look and see how we can isolate this further. But I think it might be a good idea to start looking at these safety tube modules too. It will allow the whole thing to vent pressure if the tube reaches 4.9 bar. So this will basically be a nice little safety feature so we don't have any pipe explosions. Okay, so let's just get this hooked up here for now. Just like so. If we come down here, I do want to place this regulator tube right there. Okay, so it does convert the tube essentially. There we go. Okay, so it has a little vent out the top now, which will dissipate some of that air. So if I go here and hook this right in to our system, this should start hopefully filling the pressure chamber with some air. It does appear to be going up very slowly. For some reason, this is just not doing what I wanted to do. It's kind of got very low pressure here. I'm not sure if that's just because I got this set up wrong. Let's see if we can do one of the other compressors just to see if we can get another one working. The normal air compressor here that uses the furnace items. Okay, let's put the air compressor down here. And this should hopefully be able to get, let's get some coal. If I get a stack of coal blocks, if I put that in here, oh, that's quite a bit of pressure going in here now. There we go. Okay, so the air compressor here is facing itself into the pressure chamber where we have 0.2 bar, 0.12 bar, and 0.19 here. Okay, so I did a little bit of playing around here. I think I have this working. I made a couple more of the air compressors here. I'm filling them with coal blocks and just some blaze rods. So one thing I do want to add to these compressors is a security upgrade. This is, I believe, what we can use to have the machines automatically vent the air. There we go. And the fourth. So if I put these in all of these machines, they should all automatically just vent air, which is really good. I think that would just keep it from exploding, which is perfect. Other upgrades we can do are speed upgrades. They increase the compressed air per tick at the expense of fuel efficiency, which I am okay with. So let's get some speed upgrades. Oh, they are very cheap to make, which is perfect. I'm not sure how many of these we can put in, but let's just put in, oh, let's put 10 in. That is cranking. Okay, let's take that out for a sec. I think because those, I didn't realize how good those speed upgrades were. Maybe we don't need as many air compressors. And I think if we just put all these speed upgrades into here, that is going to be totally fine. This is venting the air. This is slowly filling up, actually getting pretty high up there in the pressure chamber. And then once this reaches 5 bar, this should start venting here. Okay, so that is probably okay. This is maintaining its pressure. We want this to be basically at 5 bar. I do want a way to just manually turn this thing off. So let's go get a lever for now. Sorry, there we go. Enable on high signal. So now it's enabled. If I turn this off, this will shut this compressor fully off. Good. So this is no longer producing anything. It is very stationary. It is maintaining its air pressure, but not generating more. And this is at 4.87 currently. I do want this on all the way then, because I do need to get this. I need to get this to 5. Okay, so this is up and running as well as it can be right now. I think I do need to do a little bit of upgrading of the pipes and such, because right now we're stable at 4.89 bar. And unfortunately, to do the craft, we have to be at least 4.9. So we're only 0.01 off, but I've tried a whole bunch of playing around here, and unfortunately, I can't get this to 4.9. So I think we're going to have to upgrade these pipes to make them a little bit better. But to do that, we're going to have to get a little bit more into the mod. But we actually have to pivot to immersive engineering first to get some things before we can move on. At this point now, we need to get some plastic because we have the pressure chamber all set up. We have to get the plastic. There are 2 ways to do this in the pack, it seems. You have to either go the LPG route, which is a whole process in itself with the refinery controller from Pneumaticraft. However, there is the other option if we want to go to plastic of using biodiesel. And the one that I actually want to use, I think, is the immersive engineering biodiesel, because we have to get into immersive engineering anyway, so it's actually kind of a good segue into getting into that mod. Immersive engineering has a lot of big, heavy machinery you have to use to create the items. For example, we're going to have to make what's called an industrial squeezer, and this is a multi-block structure you need to create with a bunch of different components. Now, it does show you how to make it, kind of a little bit of a play-by-play here on how to do it layer by layer. There used to be an option where you could actually project this into the world as a bit of a template, and you could build it like that. I don't know if that's doable anymore in the new update. So I'm just gonna probably end up going by eye here. But essentially what you can do is you can kind of pause the playback and do it 1 layer at a time. So for example, we can just say pause here, and then you can go up and down and show the layers. So you can say, okay, here's the first layer. You can rotate it around with left click like this. You can get an idea of what you have to make, and then you can move on to the layer after. If you hover over the question mark here, it shows you a list of all the materials you're going to need for this build. So we're going to have to go ahead and make sure we have all of those materials ready to go. But we're not only just going to need the squeezer, we're going to need a couple of them. We're going to need the crusher, industrial squeezer, the refinery, and the fermenter. We are going to be using a little bit of thermal because immersive engineering does have a coke producing mechanism, you actually need to use the coke to get one of the products we're looking for. You have to get the coke dust. And this is done by crushing normal coal coke in the crusher. However, the immersive engineering way of doing this is so unbelievably slow that the option of using the thermal coke is much easier. You can just go ahead and we can make a pyrolyzer, give it some power and some upgrades, and give it coal, and it will turn it into coke. But there are a lot of materials that we're going to need to create all of these multi-blocks. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just get all of these auto-crafted together, and I'm going to go and probably build these in the mining dimension. A nice flat area, we can build a bunch of these multi-blocks all at once. So one of the components that we actually need for one of these machines is we need some steel rods to create the steel scaffolding block here, which is used in a lot of the multi-blocks. So what we're going to have to do is use the extruder from FTB Contraptions and probably get that auto-crafted up. That's a pretty decent recipe. There's maybe other ways we could do it, but that's not too bad. 1 for 2. It's the same return you get from metal pressing with immersive or through create, so it's not a bad option. All I have to do is come in here and make an extruder, which I don't know if we have made before. We can auto craft all the components for it, no problem. And there we go. Put this down here. Get a crafter, of course. Get a diamond crafter, and we'll slap it here. And we can put the recipe right there. Now, I am going to give this thing some speed upgrades. They are a little pricey, so we're going to just maybe get 4 for now. Yeah, we can come in here then and get the steel scaffolding. And we also need these steel fencing fluid pipes from Immersive, which are also pretty easy. And then also the barrel, wooden barrel, I believe. Let me just double check with that. Wooden barrel, yeah. So we are going to need some treated wood. We do have 70. So I might go ahead and just see if we can get this done with what we have. If not, we can make treated wood using some creosote oil. Oh, there is the creosote oil from thermal, which is made in the pyrolyzer. Oh yeah, okay, we can probably do it this way too. We can go ahead and make the pyrolyzer, I believe. Okay, there we go, 2 Constantine gears. We have made the autocraft for Constantine, and that's the pyrolyzer. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate just building the squeezer as an example. I'm building it in the mining dimension here. I have a little plot laid out here, and I'm going to try and fit as many of these machines into one chunk as I can. But effectively, I'm going to build this one machine first, and then I'm going to go ahead and probably get the other ones done as well. They're very similar in recipe. Some of them might be a little more material heavy than others, but we have plenty of steel and other materials that we need, so I'm not worried. I'll go ahead and get this started. So first we need kind of a C shape of steel scaffolding and a light engineering block. So let's go ahead and grab those. I'm going to do it just right here. And I will just do that light engineering block there. So, and then 2 fluid pipes right in the middle. Next, we have to go up a layer, do another light engineering block right here. A redstone engineering block right there. And 4 barrels just like so. And finally, on the last layer, we just need a piston and 3 fences. 1, 2, 3. And we have to have our piston facing the right direction. So let's go ahead and grab it like this. Come underneath, and we will place it like so. Effectively, I think that is the entire build. It is, yes. Now, in order to activate this, we have to get an engineer's hammer from the mod itself. We come and grab it, and I think we have to just right-click, and it then forms the multi-block structure. We can now right-click on it, and we can see that we have to provide it with some power. Now, I think these do accept points for power. I believe the orange dot signifies where we have to put the power in. Yep, so now the power is coming in here. Perfect. And I think this is going to be an output. Just as a demonstration, let's get a pipe out and maybe a barrel. I don't know how many seeds we have. We have 12,000 seeds. Okay, never mind. We have plenty of those. That might be the fluid output. Let's try and put in the barrel right here, like so. I'm going to get the morphing tool and put in some of these seeds. And is that actually going into the machine? How about right here? There we go. That's the input. Okay, the blue dot is your input, your item input. And we have it running here, and it is producing plant oil. We're probably going to be able to move this plant oil somewhere else later on, maybe using an ender tank or something, but for now, that's actually really good. And that is keeping up with the speed of the actual machines, so we are good to go. Now, next up, let's make the fermenter. We will come back to the fermenter, and it is also seemingly a 3x3. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing for this machine, and then I'm also going to do it for the crusher and the refinery. Okay, so we have our first bits of biodiesel being produced in the refinery, which is great, because now we have to take this biodiesel and bring it back over to our pneumaticraft area to get this all set up. However, I'm going to get the Tesla coil finished off here by getting the HV accumulator, which we need an HOP graphite ingot for. To get that, we have to go ahead and get one of these dust, which is what we have to use the squeezer for. We need the coke dust, so what we're going to do is grab this pyrolyzer here that we have. I'm just going to place it down close to the squeezer right here. Here is fine for now. We can go a speed upgrade and maybe that upgrade just to help it go a little bit faster. We will give it some power in the back. And that is going okay. All right, so let's get ourselves out a little bit of coal. This is going to be pretty slow, but definitely faster still than the coke oven. So this should create some creosote and also some coke. We then have to take that coke and put it into the crusher, I believe. So let's go ahead and go to the crusher and get ourselves that going. We dump this in here and then turn this on. There must be a buffer it has to go through, so we're gonna let that go through and work through that. But in the meanwhile, we have the coke coming in. We put it through the crusher to get the coke dust, and then we have to put that into the industrial squeezer. 8 of them exactly. So we might have to get rid of some of this plant oil, and the way we'll go ahead and do that is by getting a tank. Let's just get ourselves a jumbo tank for now, maybe. Here's our biodiesel filling up perfectly, and that should then be draining this seed oil, the plant oil back here. All right, here we go. Here's the coke dust. Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop this into here, just like so, and that should start producing the coke dust for us. Once we have 8, just like that, we bring it over to the industrial squeezer, throw that in, and that should produce us one of the HOP graphite dust. If we now take that, we'll put it through the furnace really quick here. We now have an HOP graphite ingot. We need just one of these to make the HV accumulator, just like so. We have, I guess, the rest of the stuff already, so it's good to know. We'll go ahead and grab that. We will throw that in here, and we have to make the advanced electronic component, which means we need a couple things. We need the vacuum tubes. We just need some nickel plates. Here we go, just like so. And we just need some glass redstone, and also it was the copper wire. We will dump all those into here, and we'll make 3 vacuum tubes. We are basically then just missing the Duroplast sheet. The way we get that is by using the bottling machine with some of this phenolic resin from the refinery. So we need acetaldehyde and creosote oil. The creosote we do have already in terms of with the pyrolyzer, and the acetaldehyde we have to use ethanol in a refinery with a silver plate. Now we have the ethanol already, so we're gonna have to just go ahead and probably use a bucket to move that in. Get a few of those, and we'll also get those buckets. We're gonna use the buckets to kind of move around some liquid. So we have to go ahead and grab some ethanol from, I believe it is this machine. Let's just disconnect this just for now, really quick. We don't want to extract right now. There we go, bucket of ethanol. So let's go ahead and put the silver plate in here, just like so. We do want to then insert this. So maybe we'll go ahead and just put a tank here, get the bucket, and then extract out of the bucket. We'll disconnect it here, make sure this goes right into here, and now we're getting acetaldehyde out. And we should get a bucket. And we are all set, so we should have essentially this ready to get taken out with a bucket. Perfect. And finally, we now need to get this into a bottling machine by using acetaldehyde and creosote oil to make this resin. And I think this is almost everything we need. Now we just need to insert both of these in, and that should be making phenolic resin. We do not have enough of the resin, unfortunately. We only need 250 millibuckets of this to go into the bottling machine though, so that actually might be enough still. We're just gonna have to then move it not via bucket. So we have to then move this from this output here to a bottling machine. So let's go ahead and build a bottling machine really quick. The bottling machine looks pretty easy. We have everything except for the fluid pump. How can we make that? Not too bad. Iron sheet metal, which we have, and then also there was the what was the final thing? 3 conveyor belt. Let's just do it right here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we have the bottling machine done. All we had to do now is get a metal press mold. There we go, and we want the plate mold. Nice. Oh, there we go. Okay, and that should... Perfect, we got the Duraplast sheet. Crafting components piece. We get the advanced electronic component, which is what we need to now go ahead and craft the Tesla coil. And there is the Tesla coil, which means that that is the Nexium emitter complete. Every part is put in here, and we will grab it just like that. That is the second last step, and the Nexium emitter, I believe, goes on the left. We just need to craft the micro missiles. So all we're after is some plastic. Thankfully, we do have a bunch of this biodiesel. Now we can take the biodiesel and bring it to essentially turn 100 millibuckets of it into a full bucket of molten plastic, using charcoal as kind of a catalyst. So we have to go ahead and craft a thermopneumatic plant, I believe is what it was called. Okay, so we have to get 2 small fluid tanks and then also some reinforced slabs. There it is. So I'm not 100% sure how this thing works. Let's go and put this in here for now. We lowered the pressure, so let's turn this back on for a bit here. Okay, so we have the pressure in here and the temperature. Now, we do want the temperature to be higher, I believe. So we have to get a little bit of charcoal. Let's put some charcoal in here, just like that. And we have to then pipe in this. Probably I'm just going to do it from the top in, just like so. And that will then hopefully start to make the plastic that we need. However, we need the temperature to be greater than 100 degrees. We need to produce heat by putting a block beside this that has a heat value. So let's go ahead and just put some lava in here. Is that making the temp? Oh, that is perfect. That's all we need. Okay. 1 bucket of lava was enough. That is hot enough. It is producing molten plastic for us, which I then want to pump out. And we have to, I think, let it cool in the, or just out in the overworld. I mean, I'll just pour into the... Okay, that's easy enough. I'll just dump a bunch of it out. I mean, I'm pretty sure we didn't need that much. We have 7 pieces of plastic here, which I don't know, but that might actually be enough for what we need. Let's see. Do we have enough for the micro missile? We do, I think. Yes, we can craft it. And that means that we have everything we need for the pulsating black hole. Now, we just need to be able to get the pressure up to 4.9 bar, which I think might mean just upgrading our pipes. That might be the only thing we have to do, is to upgrade these pipes, and that might be good enough. We have to use an assembly controller with a programming slot to basically get these advanced pressure tubes. So let's just go ahead and do... This one requires less machines. It requires 3 and an assembly platform. So let's go ahead and craft this. We need to make the Amadron tablet to basically trade for the stuff we need. This program, the laser program. So to get the Amadron tablet, we need to get a GPS tool. So we need a bunch more plastic is what I'm hearing. So let's go ahead and grab all of this out of here, dump it all out. GPS tool and the air canister. And there it is. Okay. I think we have to charge this thing. Insert into charging station to install upgrades. Okay, we have to basically charge the Amadron tablet. So let's get a charging station. Let's go ahead and charge this thing up a little bit, and we'll go to the overworld and try this. So let's get a barrel again here. Put the emeralds inside. Link the inventory. Order one of these. Our drone's coming. Oh, there he goes. Very cool. Off. And here comes the other one with the... So cool. Amadron delivery. An assembly program. Very cool. So this is what we want to do. We want to make these assembly I/O units. An import, export, and a laser. As well as a platform. I'm not 100% sure how this works, but we're going to just give it a try. So let's get the assembly line piece. We are already out of plastic, which means we are going to have to go and get some more. So we need to get the assembly platform. Check. We need to get one export, one import. And here is the first one, the export. And we need also an import, which is the same, I guess. We just need a bunch more plastic, of course. All right, that's a good amount of plastic we have there now. Let's go ahead and make the import machine. Just like that. We have a export and import, and now we just need the assembly laser. Some red glass, which we should be able to make like that, and also 3 more of these. There we go. We have the entire assembly line ready here, as well as the program for the laser. Now, that is the one thing we are missing. The assembly controller. Okay, we need to grab that. And that probably controls what is going on here. So, that's good. That's actually really cool. Like, that's so cool. All right, we put the program in here, I think. Let's get our program and put it right there. We need to have at least 3.5 bars of pressure, which we should have no problem. Let's just bring this over here. Not all machines are present. Add 1 assembly platform to your system. Let's see. If I put down this, is that going to recognize that? It is, okay. And then if I do import and export, is that going to see all of them? No problems, okay. So to make these tubes, all we have to do is put 20 of the pressure chamber valves, which we almost have enough of. Let's just grab a couple more. Assembly drill is not present. Oh, I put a barrel with it in here, and it looks like it is moving. Is it going to grab the stuff out of here? It looks like it. Yeah, there we go. It took 20 out. Is it going to put it on here? Oh, that's really cool. It's very slow. Very, very slow. I wonder if these are too far away. Oh, there we go. The assembly laser is doing something now. Oh, there we go. It just did something. And it's now going to export it and put it into the barrel, isn't it? Oh, please. Go faster. What is going on here? Okay, I grabbed it. I got 8 of the advanced tubing. Okay, we have 8 of these, which is probably enough to get to here. So if we connect this in, it's gonna work. Well, let's try it. Let's put some speed upgrades and hope it goes. Let's hope it gets to 4.9. It did it. Okay, perfect. Let's take out a few of these. We're at 5 bar. We don't want to be too high, but we do want to maintain a pressure of about 4.9. 4.93. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so we have everything else we need. Let's get the materials out that we need for this part here. So we need a nuke. We need both of these. Let's go and input them into the import. Here we go. One is in. The infinity nuke. Vial of searing. We need another star. Antimatter. We need the other antimatter. A lightning bomb. Missiles. And the quantum ring. We have all the items inserted into the machine. Yes, we did it. I wasn't sure it was working there. It worked. Okay, nice. We did it. We've. I think that's everything. I'm so excited. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So when I put this black hole onto here, we're gonna get the Ultimate Star. That's crazy. I can't believe we're actually here. This is it. Hold on. I need to get the shaders out. All right, here we go. It's on. The star is ready to craft. All I have to do is switch on the bearing. It's going. It's going. It's so close. It's gonna watch me have done something wrong and it's just gonna all fall on the floor super dramatically. Oh, that would be so sad. I gotta get a good picture of this. Here we go. It's coming. There it is. We did it. The All the Mods Star. I was expecting a big loud noise, but I didn't get that, but that's okay. I have the trophy. It's done. We did it. We finished the All the Mods Star, which means, in my mind, we finished the pack. What a journey this has been. Amazing. I can't believe we did this. We have one All the Mods Star that we can either keep or use on all these different creative items. But I think I'm going to keep this one as a little memento. We are going to have to put the trophy down right here. And I think we also have to get a pedestal for this star. This would not be, wouldn't be appropriate without one. Let's put it on here. There we go. The All the Mods Star. Get a good picture of this again. Well, that's just about gonna do it for All the Mods 8. I can't believe we actually did it. We got all the way to the end. We got the star. And I think we did it in a pretty awesome way. So I want to say thank you very much to all of you for watching. I appreciate every one of you for coming along with me on this adventure. I will be sure to have the world download for this world on the Discord. So if you do want to go ahead and check this world out and get some inspiration, or, you know, start from scratch and delete everything else and just keep the, you know, some of the builds or whatever, feel free to take a look. I will be putting it in the world download spot in my Discord, so feel free to have at that. But anyways, everyone, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this entire series. If you did, feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you're not going to miss out on any of the new stuff coming out, hopefully very shortly. But that's it for me, everybody. I will see you all in the next series. Bye.